tranquility as it is for its urban congestion. This is the City of Angels you see in holiday brochures. Well, there's another side. Step out of Hong Kong International Airport and step into the world's longest and most enduring traffic jam. Speed here in Bangkok is 7 miles an hour. Businessmen conduct their affairs from the backseat of their chauffeur-driven cars. A huge chunk of the working population leave home at 5 AM. 12 million people inhabit this teeming city, where vibrant street life, stifling humidity, and superb food are the everyday norm. It's the throbbing heartbeat of a great snooker-loving nation that is host to the Castrol Honda World Cup. The solid gold King of Kings trophy, the ultimate objective here at the Amari Watergate Hotel, Hedgebury Road. Finals between the Republic of Ireland and pre-tournament favourite Scotland, led by world champion Stephen Hendry. In this programme we'll discover who will have the valuable pot in their luggage. It all started with a draw last September, lottery style, complete with all the pomp and circumstance of any World Cup, with Miss Castrol deputising for Miss Turner. 20 countries, 4 groups and a proud Thai captain.
I mean, playing for my country as a team, it's just like another dream.
Great players alongside unknowns informally mingle on the eve of this most cosmopolitan of tournaments. The Thai team got an early shock when they lost to China in their first match of the tournament, and the seeded team shuddered as the one-frame format proved unpredictable.
27, China.
Still, fighting and trying to get on with our next match. I forgot what happened today is history, so still a long way to go yet, I think.
But Cliff Thorburn, in possibly his last pro tournament, played a leading role as Canada dropped only 4 frames in reeling in the minnows of Group B, South Africa, Singapore and Hong Kong. The Hong Kong team searched for divine inspiration at a Thai Spirit House before their match with South Africa, and found their prayers were answered with a 7-2 victory. And despite veteran South African Silvino Francisco having the day of his life, beating Hendry, Higgins and McManus in succession, the Scottish team found it a piece of cake as they steamrolled the opposition in Group B. They also remained in ominously relaxed mood. While the South Africans went to drown their sorrows, the English travelled to a nearby club to escape the attention of the crowds. An unanticipated camaraderie developing between 3 very different personalities on the team. However, China continued their policy of rude awakenings and took 4 frames off the English.
60 on the frame. China.
Okay. Meanwhile, Pakistan, who'd crept through the first week largely unnoticed, then threatened the host nation for 2nd place in Group C.
Everybody said we had no chance, we were one of the weakest teams. These guys, they definitely have played better. I'm very pleased with their play, and it's been fabulous so far.
England booked their place in the quarterfinals and put in a bid for extra pocket money by posting the highest team break of 276 and the highest individual break with Ronnie O'Sullivan's 127 against the UAE.
127 frame, England.
In Group D, the unconventional Aussies came to town ready for a good time. A real motley crew consisting of their captain, former world billiards champion Robbie Folvari, who could pass for a heavily sedated Andre Agassi, Stan Gorski, a 38-year-old full-time metalworker, and the precocious 19-year-old Quinton Han. But they surprised themselves and their opponents by recording wins over the Netherlands and Malta, led by world number 14, Tony Drago.
8.
Stan, like, this victory's gone in your head. Nah, seriously.
Fate had thrown the 2 islands together in Group A, but Northern Ireland weren't exactly jumping for joy at the form of their captain.
I come back into the room at one stage and I said, I don't know who owns this arm, it doesn't seem to belong to me. You know, I didn't know what it was doing at one stage, and I've been around a few years.
And Taylor's misery continued as he watched Bjorn Hanniver of the young Belgian team snatch victory in the 9th frame to make Belgian snooker history by defeating Northern Ireland 5-4. The Republic of Ireland's misery was Ken Doherty's illness, diagnosed as glandular fever.
I've got a sore head, I've got a sore throat, I've got a sore stomach, and I've got a sore arse because somebody stuck a big needle in it and gave me penicillin last night at a doctor. So apart from that, I'm walking my way down to my feet. So.
But rivalry coexists with friendship between the two islands, who despite their respective problems still both made it to the quarterfinals.
If we don't win, I wish the Republic win, and I think they probably feel the same about us.
So as the round-robin stage of the tournament drew to a close, and most of the favoured teams had secured their berth in the quarterfinals, it was down to Australia to beat Malaysia by 6 frames or more to put out Malta, which they did. And the seemingly impossible task for Thailand to beat UAE by taking all 9 frames in order to deny Pakistan.
65.
With the nation's hopes resting on his shoulders, James Watton strode out at 8-0 and took the 9th against Masood Akil to the delight of his teammates and the relief of millions of Thais watching on TV.
Thailand, 65.
I think the more frame we won, which is, I'm sure that, or the heartbeat, which is, you know, just kept beating, and I mean, even myself, I just couldn't stop myself. I was just, I mean, you could say I was gone, but I was there too.
Quarterfinal draw: the Republic of Ireland versus Canada, Scotland versus Northern Ireland, England versus Australia, Wales versus Thailand. Bucking the trend of recent England versus Australia sporting encounters, the English easily outclassed their Australian opponents.
England 5, frame and match.
We're going to have a wrestling match in about half an hour, Quentin and I, and that should be worth filming. And then after that, I'll see what happens. But yeah,
see if they'll let him check out hospital.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been an experience. I've never really been around either of these two guys, and I never want to again. So that's really great teamwork.
Canada got out of the blocks too slowly to put the squeeze on the Republic of Ireland, but Thorburn finished his professional career with a well-earned 79 break in the 11th frame. Despite Joe Swell's magnificent 133 total clearance in frame 3,
126.
Scotland raced away to lead 6-3 before Northern Ireland put the brakes on and managed to keep them in check for a while. Scotland led only 7-6 at one stage. Scotland's dream team from advancing into the semi-finals.
13. 14. Scotland, 14,
There's not a lot you can do when you're playing 3 of the best players in the world, and they really are the dream team at the minute, and I really don't see anybody beating them.
As long as we live up to it, then all well and good, but if we don't win the tournament, then I don't know what they'll call us after that.
A nightmare team.
Wales suffered a setback when, after qualifying for the quarters, their captain Darren Morgan was forced to return home due to the death of his mother Cynthia. His place was taken by Mark Bennett.
Yeah, obviously, like certain things to happen, and Darren had to go. My thoughts with Darren and his family, but we've got to try and put it out of our minds and hopefully do as good as we can for Wales.
Despite this, the Thai team were still the underdogs in the match, but in the end the first 18 frames became academic, as at 9-9 the captain selected who should play in the sudden death one-frame shootout. The Thai players could hardly watch as they all came down for a fluke on the ground by Watton, followed by an excellent pot in the blue. Just the pink needed and a semi-final place at stake. By this time, the tension was unbearable. Unsurprisingly, the nation rejoices.
Probably when we get up in the morning, we'd probably say we enjoyed it. But tonight, for about 2 hours, was... I don't think you can imagine, or I won't experience that pressure for a long time again. So if you play on your own and lose, so what, but we play for each other and the country, and
for Darren and his mother, he just wanted to win so much. And, we gutted.
Thailand's joy, Wales' misery. The Republic of Ireland, Scotland, England and Thailand, all quarter-final winners. The Irish had great team spirit and adopted some unusual tactics in their semi-final against England. Luckily, no penalty points for an air shot in this game. In the end, it was captain Ken Doherty who survived a nail-biting deciding frame against Ronnie O'Sullivan, which reached its conclusion at 3:50 AM local time. Twice O'Sullivan got the 2 snookers he needed on yellow and then brown, but now forced to concede.
Republic of Ireland 6, frame and match.
I just thought I'd thrown our chance away. You know, it was a big moment to get into the final, and it's a big occasion for us, you know, and for our country as well, you know. And we wanted this really, really badly. I think we wanted it even more bad than England did, and I think that's what just about kept us going and got us over the line.
In the other semi-final, despite some outrageous slices of good fortune, the Tigers couldn't put the brakes on the Scottish juggernaut, and in particular John Higgins, who constructed a superb 139 total clearance, the highest break of the tournament. That's worth £4,000.
139 the frame, Scotland.
It's a confirmation of the semi-final results. The Republic of Ireland beat England 10-9, Scotland defeat the host nation 10-5. Final, Scotland versus the Irish. No team has displayed greater unity than this Irish trio. They've elevated team spirit to a new plane. There's some tremendous bargains to be had here in Bangkok, you know, but while souvenirs are all very well, their main objective is to take the solid gold King of Kings trophy.
It is in honour of the King of Thailand to celebrate the 50th anniversary of his accession to the throne.
Mind you, Scotland got off to a flyer when Hendry convincingly beat O'Brien. McManus made it 2-0 with a 93-0 whitewash of Stephen Murphy. This became 3-0 when Higgins emerged victorious from a scrappy encounter against Doherty. And Irish prospects became even bleaker when Hendry, thanks to a 54 break, beat Murphy. We join play in frame 5 with Doherty, who's at the table, leading McManus by 4 points to 1.
Well, he's covered the red that's on for the left corner pocket, but there's the other one up at the balk area. He's having a look at a couple of reds, see if there's any plant on. But just talking about the pressures, when you're playing for yourself and you're 3-4 frames down, it's not quite as bad, but 4-0 down, you've got 2 other team members. So much pressure on Ken Doherty in this particular frame.
Oh, great pot from Alan McManus. We're at the final, the Amari Watergate Hotel, Scotland versus Republic of Ireland. 20 teams qualified to play at this venue. We had 5 in each group, and the top 2 in each group went through to the quarterfinals. So it really has been an extravaganza of snooker for the world to see.
Yes, well, Scotland topped Group B, which had Canada, Singapore, Hong Kong,
8,
and South Africa. And Canada put up a great battle, just finishing runners-up in the group to Scotland. That's the plant that Alan looked at a little bit earlier. There's a little bit of space between the reds, so if it's not in direct line, he can make it. He's just cueing the first red. He's picking a spot on the cushion just near the pocket where he would like to play the first red onto.
And this is the identical plant, I think, Dennis, that Stephen Hendry missed in the first frame. Let's see if Alan McManus can pot it. Yes, he's got it. Good shot. Cue ball's gone astray though.
A number of times that happens when you're concentrating on a plant, you always tend to let the cue ball run astray. But once again, he'll tuck up behind the green.
Yes, good weight of shot from Alan McManus. Coming to the table, Ken Doherty, the Republic of Ireland's captain. They only lost actually one match in their round-robin group, Dennis, and I'm sure you'll be pleased to know it was against your country, Northern Ireland. They actually topped Group A, and like I say, the only match they lost was a 5-4 match against Northern Ireland. They went on to top that group. Steve Murphy in the picture there. They all had identical records in the round-robin groups. They all played 12 frames, won 8 and lost 4. So the Republic very consistent in the round robin, obviously very consistent as well up to and including this final so far. Just going a little astray at the moment though.
Foul and a miss.
That will certainly be called a miss. Just looking to see if the red's available into the yellow pocket. If it is, he may take it on because he can just almost stop the cue ball dead and be on the black. So that may be an expensive mistake from Ken Doherty. So all in all, the two most consistent sides of the 20 that took part here in this hotel in Bangkok have got to the final. Fantastic pot from Alan McManus, nice position on the black. So once again, Scotland in first. They already lead 4 frames to 0.
Well, I'm sure Stephen Hendry will be totally relaxed, as will all the Scottish team. That's a nice little cushion. Yes, it's pretty straight. My co-commentator Willie Thorne would like to borrow a little bit of that hair.
3 or 4 strands would be handy.
9.
$19 points the lead and still 3 or 4 loose reds. That one at the bottom of the pack will certainly open things up should he get onto that one. That's the one he's played for now. Well, this is beginning to look very ominous now for the Republic of Ireland.
16.
Well, it's the yacht club from somewhere. I wonder whether it's the Bangkok Yacht Club.
17.
Scotland have completely dominated this match so far, Dennis. Republic of Ireland have yet to make a break over 30, and in fairness, they've only made 63 points total in the 4 frames.
Well, a very serious Stephen Murphy, a very relaxed Stephen Hendry, and quite rightly so, getting a little bit desperate now for the Irish lads.
Oh, Alan McManus refusing the half-ball black for a straight brown into the middle, and if that goes in, that certainly opens things up. So perhaps Alan a little fortunate there to get onto the brown. It certainly opened every red up onto the table.
21.
And now this is clearly a frame-winning chance for Alan McManus to take Scotland into a 5-0 lead. Really, all Scottish players looking total dominance of form. They have really played very well today. Nothing
22.
the Republic could do so far. whatever happens to the Republic of Ireland. I will certainly remember their celebrations when Ken Doherty at some 3:30 in the morning finally defeated Ronnie O'Sullivan. What a frame that was. It took nearly an hour. Ronnie O'Sullivan needed 2 snookers, got them.
29.
Needed 2 snookers again, got them. And that man there, Ken Doherty, eventually potted brown and blue to clinch this final place for the Republic of Ireland. And the celebrations were just quite amazing between the 3 fellas. They knew they were up against it, against the second seeded England. Pulled off a very, very good result. But now a mountain to climb.
$30.
Alan McManus in his opening frame here in the final defeated Stephen Murphy. He had breaks 45 and 48. Stephen never really got a chance against him, and he's already on with a sizable break here.
38.
Yes, there's the possible 112 total on here if you can get blacks with the remaining reds. So a chance for Alan McManus to get his, I think it's his first century break in the tournament. I've commentated on a lot of matches, not all of them. It has to be said, if he does get onto a red, he hasn't. It's gone astray, so maybe a chance for Ken Doherty to get back into this frame.
45.
He's only 55 in front with 67 remaining. So the frame is certainly not over yet. There's no real good chance, Dennis, of getting a red safe with the safety because he's hampered queuing. You can certainly put the red on the left-hand side in behind the black somewhere, but he's just going to have to play a good safety shot here to keep Ken Doherty off the table. They look on, knowing now that this frame a moment ago looked over. Still a chance.
Scotland 45.
A well-earned sip of water for Alan McManus. The balls are ideally placed, but is Ken Doherty going to get a chance? Well, he certainly got a terrific length with the cue ball. There's the red that Alan McManus is looking at. And this is quite a difficult situation for him. He may be forced into taking the pot on. There's no easy safety return to the balk area. And he won't just drop it in, he'd play it with a lot of pace. A big shot for Alan McManus. Well, this is the chance that Ken Doherty has been waiting for. There's a red into the middle. This was a very difficult pot, but he had no easy safety shot. An excellent opportunity for Ken. Alan will know that, but it's a tall order and a lot of pressure.
1.
I thought Ken might actually play for the pink there off that red, Dennis, because this would tie that red up for a few moments, the one behind the black spot.
8.
Plenty of points there available, so no need to worry about taking lower colours off this red.
9.
Well, I think Stephen's saying a little prayer there. But he's okay. The black will pot in the left corner, and the red also pots in the same pocket, so there's no obstacles in the way.
15.
He's now 40 points behind, but this is one of those situations where, you know, you can almost consider yourself favourite to pinch it. He has the perfect angle now on this red to get onto the black, and if he doesn't get a good angle on the black, he may be able to move the red over the right-hand corner.
21.
So this has to be considered a frame-winning chance for Ken Doherty, albeit he is 34 points behind. Just looking at the angle to see exactly where he wants to put that cue ball. Well, this is an amazing amount of pressure for Ken Doherty. Simply a must frame
22.
for Republic. 4-1, 5-0. That just sounds like you're still in the game at 4-1. It sounds like you're out of it at 5-0. Great shot. Now, have to be considered favourite to make a frame-winning clearance. Only green to brown, I think, is going to be his real problem.
29.
Well, every credit to Ken for showing this kind of composure under the pressure he's under.
Ken decided, well, he played for the blue on this occasion. It was easier to get to the yellow from blue. He may have to take the yellow on, but it's fairly straight, so he can just screw the cue ball back about 18 inches.
I don't think it's hard enough, Dennis. He's going to have to play this yellow with a lot of check side to get onto the green.
32.
Don't think there's any problem with getting the position. It's just how he does get onto the green. He'll want to leave it as easy a pot as possible. There's certainly nothing straightforward in this type of situation.
Yes, a lot of check side played on that yellow, and now one good pot, Ken.
He's just under screwed that a little bit, and now he's left with a tough shot. Put all his concentration into potting the green. He's got to pull another good shot out. They know that this is not straightforward.
Yes, he's going to have to screw the cue ball past the middle pocket, 2 cushions, and try and come up for the blue again. He's got the brown. Now has he got position? A good effort.
41.
Oh, he's dead straight on the wrong side. Going to have a difficult pink. 3 shots away from a miraculous escape in this 5th frame.
46.
Well, he's always been a gutsy player, as Ken Doherty, but he's still got a bit to do. That was excellent and well appreciated by this crowd, and Stephen Murphy willing this black into the pocket. Could this be the start? A great applause from the crowd and from the players' room. Ken Doherty puts the Republic of Ireland's first team on the score. Scotland lead 4 frames to 1.
And the Irish revival continued as O'Brien included a 49 break on the way to beating Higgins. We pick it up once again at the start of frame 7. It's the battle of the respective captains with Hendry to break.
Scotland's captain Stephen Hendry breaks off, and what a fine break-off shot he's made there. Snookered Ken Doherty on all reds. what a frame Ken Doherty won to get the Republic of Ireland up and running. Well, that would have been a helpful fluke. The red almost disappeared in the middle pocket. It will do shortly. But the standard of snooker in this final has been quite exceptional, considering they're just playing one frame. We've had breaks of 57, 45, 48, 54, 59, 49, 45. Exceptional standard, considering the circumstances.
Yes, and Ken appeared to have made a very good attempt at getting out of that snooker. Certainly a little unfortunate to knock the red right over the corner pocket for an easy opening chance with Stephen Hendry, and worse still for Ken is the fact that there's 3 or 4 loose reds, black available into both pockets. So if ever there was a man needed to steady the Scottish boat that's slightly rocking, it's the man at the table. Alan McManus was just one shot away from giving Scotland that 5-0 lead when he was something like 50 odd in front with only 5 reds left, so only needed 1 red. And Ken Doherty produced that miraculous clearance to pinch it on the black. Since then, Fergal O'Brien has continued to come back. And as I said a few moments ago, it's Stephen Hendry, I'm sure in his mind, hopefully about to steady the slide and get Scotland back on winning ways. This is the big shot. He's going to go into the pack. Oh, that's brilliant. And how many other players in the world would have played for the red at the bottom end of the table rather than miss that attacking shot into the pack?
It's been a little bit unfortunate though. The reds have opened very nicely, but there's no easy one on. He's got one he can take on into the left corner pocket, but by no means straightforward. A little shake of the head there tells you that he doesn't fancy this situation, but he's pretty good under pressure. It's awkward queuing. Excellent.
32.
Well, I said of Fergal O'Brien's pink, it was deserved of frame winner, and he went on to win that, and a red like that is deserved of frame winner.
39.
Remember, he got in through a little bit of misfortune from Ken Doherty. But apart from that, the rest of it has been played to perfection.
Stephen Hendry
47.
Played the opening frame in this final. He had a break of 57 in winning that against Fergal O'Brien. He then beat Stephen Murphy with a break of 54 in frame 4. So he's going for his hat trick.
That's amazingly enough, Dennis is the only player undefeated, isn't he, in the match so far? So
48.
Just shows you how tight this final could become.
His main concern here will be
55.
To win the frame. But the highest
56.
break, which carries a prize of £4,000, is currently held by his teammate John Higgins.
Yes, and I know that most countries, Dennis, may have decided to share prize winnings of high breaks and things, but certainly Scotland haven't. So if Hendry does make a break of above 139, the man we're just
63.
about to show you there would be £4,000 worse off. Oh no!
$64.
Well, Stephen Hendry there purposely playing a cannon to bring that red into play. And Doherty anxiously looks on. Just one more red
69.
and the frame would be safe. Ken knows that and he's looking in the background. And would you believe it? Just
Scotland, 69.
as Stephen Hendry was about to clinch the frame, he misses a relatively comfortable red for him.
One.
Well, I'll be beginning to, along with all of the Republic of Ireland, begin to think that Ken Doherty can walk on water if he clears up from here. If you think the first clearance was difficult, just look at this one. He's going to have to try and negotiate. Needs every ball on the table and some high colours as well. He's now 68 behind. So there is plenty there. Can he do it twice on the trot?
Just looking at the scoreboard, just working out how many small colours he could take before he has to concentrate on the black. He hasn't got a lot to play with before he goes to the higher valued colours.
Yes, only 3 points, Dennis, really, after potting that brown now, so he can only afford to lose 3 points, so very quickly needs to get up onto that black. If he takes the blue, you see, he's going to need 4 reds and 4 blacks and all the colours, so I think really he's got a good angle on this red then. He may decide to go up for the black now.
Six.
Now the way he's played this, he might decide to cannon into the pink and red, and that will open everything up. He'd be very unfortunate not to finish in a colour. He doesn't have to do that. He can just concentrate on the individual reds.
Well, in potting that blue, Dennis, the only problem is 58
11.
behind with 59 on, so now no alternative. It's 4 reds, 4 blacks, all the colours to win by 1 point.
That'll be fairy tale stuff, as you said, Willie, if he can do it twice. And the boys know that there is a possibility of that happening, but an awful long way to go.
I didn't realise Alan Hughes was an Irishman.
12.
Yes, I think he was just giving a little bit of physio there, Willie. Alan Hughes, who does all the introductions all over the world. One of the great characters in our game and very friendly with all the players. And during his introductions, he does speak a little bit of Thai as well. Fluent
90.
Thai from Alan Hughes. So Addy Cat.
Oh, that's the only tie that he would wear that's nice. He does wear some horrors, doesn't he, those ties he wears. Well, this is a tricky position now for Ken. This red is available into the top corner just, I think, but the red next to the pink is possible into the baulk pocket. And this has gone astray from him. I don't even know whether it does pot, Dennis. We're looking right down the line there, and it's very tight. I'm sure Stephen doesn't think it pots. I personally don't think it pots.
very difficult to see from our overhead camera there. It obviously doesn't. He's playing the red next to the pink, and he's having a go at this. He can get onto the black. It's a shot to nothing.
Oh,
what
brilliant.
a shot. Well, that's probably
20
shot of the tournament. Still a lot to do, though.
Well, Dennis, he has just gone absolutely perfect.
27.
Oh dear, this is quite incredible. Just got to make sure he gets an angle on the next black, though. Doesn't want it to be straight.
28.
He's perfect, Dennis. Wow. The only pressure I could possibly even think that he could be under is almost like making a 147 at the World Championship when you're going for the prize money. This is the kind of pressure he's under now
35.
to pot this last red and black and all the colours. This will be quite amazing.
$36.
If he gets the next shot right, you would fancy him, but he still needs a good shot to pot the black and get down to the yellow. Probably come off the side cushion, just where his hand is.
Oh, Dennis, I thought he'd missed it. I thought he'd missed it.
43.
A little bit harder, it wouldn't have gone in. So just, wow, these remaining 6 colours. I'm sure the pockets are looking smaller and the balls are looking bigger for Ken at the moment, but now every chance. Well, they'll be jumping up and down in the press room if this clearance goes. Those 3 won't.
48. $52.
Well, Ken feels as if he got a bad contact there. He's having the cue ball cleaned, but he's still in perfect position. What a fight back from the Republic of Ireland side. This is brilliant stuff.
$57.
Well, I've seen some good breaks, Dennis. This is the best break I think I've ever seen since Higgins is 69 in the World Championship quarterfinal some 10-15 years ago.
63.
Just the black to keep the remarkable comeback on track. Absolutely. Another cheer from this crowd here in Bangkok. I certainly enjoyed that. The players enjoyed it. Ken Doherty enjoyed it. Scotland now only lead 4 frames to 3.
Scotland reopened a 2-frame cushion when McManus punched in a 70 break against O'Brien. The stubborn Irish stayed in contention as Murphy potted blue and pink to beat Higgins in frame 9. The Scots stood firm in the next as their skipper got the better of O'Brien. In frame 11 though, Murphy leads McManus by 54 points to 4 and the Dubliner is at the table.
Scotland led 5-4 after this afternoon's session.
Well, Alan McManus may have fluked this red.
1.
Well, what a body blow for Stephen that could be.
Just when he decided to take a risk, he was 50 behind, had a go at this long red. He knew he was going to leave Stephen Murphy had he have missed it. And where does the red go? Past the pink and disappears into that corner pocket. And Alan nicely on the black. Stroke of good fortune. Can he capitalise on it?
Eight.
Yeah, that's what I negotiated there from Alan. A little bit awkward, but a good solid bridge hand.
Well, as you said, Mike, this would be a terrific body blow to the
16.
Irish team if Alan could go on and pinch this frame. There's a long way to go. He's still 34 points behind, but he's certainly got an opportunity.
17.
Similar thing happened in the first session, but it was the Irish who were on the end of the comeback, won a few incredible frames.
$24. $25.
Down for the pink into the centre. Just stunned down now for the red, right of the pink spot.
$31.
Break goes to 31. Alan still 19 points behind though.
And would you believe it?
Scotland 31.
Alan has missed a sitter. Pretty straightforward shot. Wobbles it in the jaws of the pocket. What a let-off for Stephen Murphy in the Republic of Ireland. He's given himself a telling off there, I feel. Well, the pressure getting to both players. That was another reasonable chance for Stephen Murphy. Where's the red going to finish? Is it going to be over the pocket? Right, second bite of the cherry for Stephen Murphy. Well, Stephen played that with a lot of drag on it. looked as if he was trying to hold for brown or blue, but he could have played for any colour in that situation. Always a chance at that speed that the ball can drift off slightly, and I feel that's probably what happened there.
One.
Yes, this is a big frame as well for the Republic of Ireland. They won't want to go 3 frames behind.
Well, just look at Stephen Murphy. The anguish. The one ball that might come to his rescue is the one that he tried to put safe earlier in this frame, the green ball. He ran slightly out of position and decided to try and knock the green safe. Didn't quite get it onto the cushion, but it looks as if it could be
5.
A crucial ball in this frame.
Six.
He doesn't want to be straight on the yellow. He wants to have a slight angle so that he can take the cue ball off the side cushion
10.
and back over behind the green. And I think he's got that angle. He wants to just leave it about 12 to 18 inches this side of the green.
And that looks pretty good.
12.
Just slightly overrun there. But if he can pop this one in and get himself a good angle on the brown to blue, got to say, this is a cracking chance to win this 11th frame.
Played it very well. 15.
He's just 4 points behind. So Alan's going to need the brown, blue and the pink. Well, he hasn't left the best angle for himself to get up to the pink. Stephen Murphy doesn't want to look. He's got to now play a forcing shot, a lot of top spin and right hand side to take the cue ball around the angles. And it's not going to be ideally
24.
on the pink. This is a pressure pot coming up for Alan McManus to take his team into a 3-frame lead. This is going to be a tough shot.
Scotland 24.
Well, the drama continues here in this final. We've had so many close finishes over the last 4 or 5 frames. Some quite incredible stuff. This was a very difficult pot that Alan took on. But Stephen Murphy has got an equally difficult pot on the pink. But he's got to go for it. And he'll have to force the shot to try and get the cue ball back up the table. He's composing himself. What a big shot for the Irishman.
Yeah, Stephen just contemplating whether to play safety on this pink, but as you're saying, Dennis, I think the value, will have a go at it. So I think it's all down to the pink now. What a great pot.
Now there's the cue ball. Stephen is urging the cue ball to come further up the table. The crowd certainly enjoyed that. He was trying to wind that cue ball. But he still got a tricky pot on the black. But what a brilliant shot on the pink. What exciting stuff this is. While the boys are watching, best of luck on the black.
Republic of Ireland 6.
Well, all very serious again. Stephen will be very disappointed. So it's Alan McManus to clip the black in. Yes, it's
7 on the frame, Scotland.
For an excellent frame of snooker, it could have went either way. It was Alan McManus who took it. He has opened up the gap again. Scotland now leading 7 frames to 4.
What a vitally important frame for Scotland, who lead 7-4, but it could so easily have been 6-5. In the next half, we'll discover if the Irish can mount another fight back. Left it at 7-4. Then Higgins beat Doherty to give Scotland the lead by 8 frames to 4. O'Brien put together a decisive 6-6 break in frame 13 against McManus. Murphy then cleared green to pink in the 14th to beat Higgins and turn up the pressure. Here in frame 15, Doherty leads 26-0 against the world champion, and the Dubliner has another chance to increase his advantage.
And he looks to have a slight angle on the red, so could get to the black off this.
One.
Nicely played.
Yes, red available in bulk as well. Just having the cue ball clean there, making sure he doesn't get a kick here. Just wants to drop the black in for that red.
Well, if he doesn't drop the black in, he might get a kick, Mike, but it'll be from his teammates in the players' room.
Well, he's played that poorly. He's snookered himself on that red by the yellow.
8.
There they are, yes. I'll be disappointed with that one for the team captain. Don't know why Ken didn't just drop that black in there, Dennis.
I think it's all down to this adrenaline we keep talking about and the pressure that they're under.
Republic of Ireland 8.
Well, there's a different type of adrenaline. Fast asleep. It's a tough life, isn't it?
Well, Stephen attempted to get in behind the green there to cover the one in bulk, but he's left one over the top corner here for Ken. And Ken's already 34 points in the lead.
One.
No problem getting onto that red
3.
this time. But There's still a lot of work to be done here. All the reds around the pink are all covering each other into the two corner pockets.
Four.
Yes, if you can get an angle on this yellow, which is achieved. There's two reds just below the pink there. I think the top one there will go into the right corner. Ken just coming round to have a look at it. Or might opt to go into the bunch. To disturb a few. Well, he's played on that red below the pink, and that looks pretty good.
6.
Nail-biting time at the Amari Hotel in Bangkok.
Again, just looking there to win the cue ball back a few inches for the pink in the centre.
7.
And if you can negotiate this one, just running the pink in, cannon into the other red, it will certainly open 2 or 3 reds here. Yes, good shot. Wow, what a great chance here for the Republic of Ireland.
13.
To close the gap even more on Scotland.
Frame 5 was the one that started the comeback for the Irish boys. Ken Doherty clearing up with a 59 break to pinch that one. He then won a dramatic frame against the gentleman he's playing at present. Stephen Hendry had a break of 69, only to watch Ken Doherty clear up with a magnificent 70 break to pinch that one. And he's got to just sit and watch and wonder what's going to happen here.
Can
Drop in behind the 2 reds, the opposite corner pocket, but might elect just to go in and to stir them a little. Yes, not too bad. 55 points to lead.
21.
So this red will make it 56. And just the black to follow.
$22.
Well, at 8 frames to 4, everyone thought that Scotland had took control and were going to go on to clinch it quite comfortably, but the Republic of Ireland have staged another fight back. Smiles all around there. We know who they're supporting.
Yes, they're obviously delighted with their captain's
36.
performance in this frame. Can they continue it?
$37.
Well, it's amazing. Stephen Hendry hasn't managed to score a point
44.
in this frame. You can't do anything about it in your chair.
45. $51.
Yeah, solid performance
52.
from Ken Doherty here. Takes the break to 59.
59.
No century on, but that doesn't matter.
61.
The highest break in this final so
64.
far has been a break of 70. That's been made on a couple of occasions. There's been a string of 50-plus breaks.
68.
He's not bothered about missing the blue.
68
Hendry
and the frame.
to shake that ball out of his hand. That 68 break is enough to close the gap. Scotland now leading just 8 frames to 7.
John Higgins, the undisputed Scottish star in the semi-finals, has captured 5 major titles over the last couple of years. Fergal O'Brien is a very capable sort who gives every frame 100%. Here in the 16th, O'Brien trails by 31 points to 18. Higgins a good chance and at the table.
1.
Eight.
Still plenty of difficult reds there. He's got a couple of easy ones, but by no means straightforward.
9.
Yes, it's Billy Snadden's turn to bite the old nails this time.
No. Well, I'm not sure whether John got a slight
Scotland
kick there
9.
on the cue ball. If he did, he was desperately unlucky, but...
And I think that's the first time I've seen John get a little bit annoyed. He slapped the table on his way past there. He would never do that if he was playing on his own. It's all about the pressure of playing for your country and team.
One.
Well, the two captains together, yes, that just shows you how friendly the rivalry is. Great friends, off the table. Well, not that friendly.
Well, I don't know what Fergal was trying there, possibly trying to cannon into the second red.
8.
Thought he might have attempted to go up behind the red near the left cushion there. But this is a difficult plant now if he decides to take it on.
Republic of Ireland 8.
Just a wee bit short of pace this time. John Higgins 14 points in front. 16 points he received in misses from Fergal O'Brien.
Well, Fergal there just catching the red a little bit too thin, cannon into the blue, but not a bad result. And John can hit this first red here of the two, come around the back of the black, but the problem with that is opening the other two reds up. So have to be careful here. Awkward queuing as well over the pink. Well, John did come round there and have a look if there was a possible 3-ball plant, but got the main part of the shot and got a terrific safety back on Fergal here. Back in the exact position from when he's just played.
Well, what a position to be in here. Can't really see a decent safety shot. Chinesed by the pink. That's what we call a Chinese snooker.
And of course through the cue ball there. Next door, on top of the pink I should say, it's going to be very awkward queuing for Fergal O'Brien. Once you start raising the butt of the cue, it's always difficult to strike the cue ball exactly. Yes, well that was the problem, downward striking.
One. Eight.
And there's two possible reds available. But there's two reds that's in very
9.
awkward positions, and John's going to need one of those. He's 23 points in front. The black would make 30.
Does have the angle here though, off the black. Try and cannon into one of those reds, but has actually overrun it slightly. Just wondering whether he'll take it on or not.
Yes, I think he's got to take that shot on, Mike.
So, a tricky pot, a lot of bottom and right hand side on the cue ball. It's a great pot. if we can. Unfortunately, they didn't bring the red off the cushion.
16.
So still a lot of work to do to win this frame and this visit.
$17.
31 points of difference. Black will make it 38. There'll still be a possible 43 on the table. So he's going to need one of those two difficult reds. He hasn't got an angle to get into them.
Might leave himself a double on though, Dennis. Into the centre pocket. Will he play it?
24.
Might be worth the risk with the other red being safe.
Yes, great shot.
25.
Just needed the red. Perfectly on the black.
Yes, and what an important frame for John
32.
Higgins and the Scottish team.
Scotland,
I don't
32.
think he would be too disappointed missing the red. That should be enough to open up that two-frame gap again and just require one frame for victory.
There was no way back for O'Brien. Now Stephen Hendry, 6 times world and UK champion, attempts to deliver the coup de grace. Trying to stop the game's dominant force is Stephen Murphy, the world number 61. We join frame 17 with as yet no points scored. Mind you, Murphy's got a golden opportunity right here.
One.
Well, that's an excellent opening red. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate.
8.
He played the cannon very well, but he's left it rather awkward. Red into the left corner. How's he going to get to that one? It's the red that he was hoping to be straight on, but he's going to need well, he's going to need an extension, he's going to need a spider, he's going to need all sorts to get through to this one. Could do with a pair of steps as well.
Yeah, it's just getting the normal rest there, Dennis. I think he can get the cue through the reds here. Enough to hit the cue ball. Just making sure that it's actually fixed together properly there, tightening up the rest.
There's an interesting little point there. The extension that's on the end of the cue was almost rolling away, and if it just rolled slightly and touched one of the colours, that would be a foul shot.
Tricky, but if you can pop this one in. Oh, wow. Fractions away, and he can't believe that's not dropped.
Republic of Ireland, 8.
Have to be very accurate on these match pockets. Just a touch of the knuckle could throw the ball out. Well, Stephen having to play cushion first there and actually flick the red thin.
1.
And just come away from the black. Pass the blue into the corner. Doesn't miss many of these.
Yeah, he's missed a few of them in this World Cup, though.
Scotland, 1.
It's amazing. Stephen Hendry, probably the greatest player that's ever picked a snooker cue up, and he's finding it so tough out there, as indeed as all the players.
Stephen just being careful there. Doesn't want to touch the brown with his waistcoat. Well, he's done nearly exactly the same as the last red.
Yes, you just can't keep doing that against Stephen Hendry. Sooner or later, he's going to take the chance.
One.
And what a great chance this is. Red at the back of the
8.
Bunch of reds is on.
Stephen there, he knows he's got it all to do, especially playing the world's #1, world champion. And Scotland
9.
only requiring 1 frame to clinch the title. He's played very well though in this tournament. We're very proud of a lot of his performances this week for the Republic of Ireland.
Yes, they've all played superbly well, and I'm sure Stephen Murphy will be hoping to play some more in this match. A long way to go. Yeah, that's not too bad.
16.
Red available into the middle pocket. Looks as if he'll have to head down for one of the smaller valued colours.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen got a kick on the white there and took the pace out of it. The match now 6.5 hours old.
Well, under-hit that by
20.
Quite a margin. A more difficult pot than he would have liked.
Yes, he was unlucky there, Stephen, in the last shot when he got the kick on the red. Left him out of position. So the next one's not easy. Oh, quite a way out with
Scotland
that
20.
one. So, good chance now for Stephen Murphy. Yeah, he's not happy at all there, Stephen.
I think he looks a little bit confused, scratching the head there. He can't believe what's going on out here. I know in the qualifying rounds, I was playing with the Northern Ireland side, and a couple of the frames I was out there, I thought my right hand didn't belong to me. Cue was all over the place. And I've been around a few years.
I remember speaking to you in the lounge one day there, Dennis, when you knocked a good 70, 75 break in. And I said to you, what a memory. I can't remember what quite the reply you gave me. I think it was unprintable, but
1.
Well, this isn't easy either for Stephen Murphy here. He's gone away from the pink a little bit more than he would have liked. Just looking there where to leave the cue ball. If he can pot this pink. Yeah, some nail biting going on there in the players' lounge. Good pot there by Stephen Murphy. Held the cue ball well on this red.
7.
Well, there's a couple of them just, well, thinking about nodding off, but this is very exciting stuff.
Eight.
In the atmosphere like this, you've got a very quiet arena. It's quite easy to just relax and have an odd little cat nap.
$15.
Anna McManus there in the foreground. He will be next up against Ken Doherty.
I think he'll be hoping he's not next up. He would like to see his captain clinch a victory here, but Stephen Murphy's got other ideas about that.
Yes, I was just going to say,
16.
if it goes that far. And it's just coming up to 5-1 in the morning here. The Amari Watergate Hotel in Bangkok. We've had a few late finishes. One match finishing at 2:30 in the morning, and another at 4 o'clock. And they're still staying here. Nobody's leaving this one.
A little bit of eye rubbing going on there. That should keep him awake for a little bit longer.
Republic of Ireland 22.
That 22 break just takes Stephen Murphy into a 9-point lead. He just can't get near the pots at the moment, Stephen Hendry. But he's been very fortunate on this occasion.
Does the top red of the two there behind the pink go into the left corner?
I don't think so, Mike.
Yeah, can he actually hit enough of the second one though? Doesn't look like it. I think Stephen might have had a look at it. You know, Stephen there was a little way out that attempted pot.
Might take the double on as a shot to nothing. If the red goes in, he'd be nicely on the black. If it doesn't, it's the only ball he could leave on. He's now looking at the other option of taking the white up behind yellow and brown. But I think the double might be worth the risk.
Yes, I think so. No, too wide this time. I think he needed to commit himself a little bit more than that, though, on that shot. But no real damage done. Stephen with a safety now, negotiating this red around the baulk colours.
We get all ages watching snooker in Thailand, and we also get all sexes, and that's a pretty young lady here enjoying her snooker. And there's one of the South African players still here enjoying this final. Well, balls flying all over the table there. Stephen can't believe it.
Well, Stephen Hendry has missed a couple of chances in this frame so far, but if Stephen Murphy keeps giving him these chances, I'm sure he'll get a few points together sooner or later.
Eight. Nine.
Just a little stun up now with the cue ball for the two reds into the same pocket, which I think the black will be disappearing into.
And Stephen Murphy just shakes his head. Can't do anything about this.
Yeah. 17.
8 points in the lead. A couple of reasonably placed reds, but a couple of difficult ones.
Stephen underhit that one slightly. So might go down for the blue or the baulk colours.
$25.
Yes, nicely on the red. On the right cushion there.
29.
Stephen's still going to need
30.
The difficult red that's near the left centre pocket. He can get nicely on the one to the right corner. But he's still going to need that difficult one. 25 points the difference.
34.
The red 26. Now he's got to get an angle on the colour to get to that final red. Now has he got the angle on
35.
the pink to cannon into it? Well, he did manage to make contact
41.
with it. He just needs this red to leave the Republic of Ireland needing snookers, and well, it's all about this next shot.
Scotland 41.
Well, there's still hope yet. Fortunately for Stephen Hendry, the red has wobbled and come far enough away from the pocket Stephen Murphy would need this last red and at least the blue to be able to win the frame.
Yes, the thin cut too risky. So just safety now, thin off the red. Trying to get the red in behind the black, which he hasn't managed to do. So this is an easy safety for Stephen. Possible snooker behind the black. Well, got the double kiss, but has he covered the red?
I think Stephen might just be able to pass the pink to get to the red. Can't quite see from this angle, but you can certainly see from that angle there's enough room past the pink. He's got to come back up the table for pink or black though. As I mentioned earlier, he could take the blue, but wouldn't be easy to get on the blue from this angle. Well, all he can do is play the snooker in behind the green. Quick check at the scoreboard, 31 the difference. I'm not sure whether he can get through to the brown. If he took the brown on, he would still be able to tie. But no, tucking in behind the green.
Republic of Ireland 1.
If Stephen Hendry doesn't negotiate the snooker, Stephen Murphy will be able to tie the frame.
Yeah, Stephen Murphy would have been desperately disappointed. He didn't land on a colour off that last red. Yeah, still a bit of nail biting going on in the players' room there.
Well, he's got a good chance to get the white in behind the black here. I don't know what Stephen's looking at there with the way he's pointing his cue on the side of the table.
No, overrun it. Another good chance there for Stephen Murphy to put Stephen Hendry in trouble.
Not a good one from Stephen. He left Stephen Hendry the chance to clinch it. He knows it. And Stephen Hendry getting up and chalking his cue, still feeling the pressure.
Two.
Generous round of applause from this audience. They know that it looks like it's all over.
Scotland 2.
33 points the difference now. 2 snookers.
3.
To tie.
Well, this looks better from Stephen Murphy. And
Republic
again,
of
just
Ireland
overrun
3.
it a bit. Has got the snooker behind the pink, but easy escape for Stephen. A little bit of right hand side, cushion first.
But in the semi-final playoff, the Republic of Ireland against England. Ronnie O'Sullivan required 2 snookers at a similar stage and managed to get them. And Ken Doherty went on to clinch that match. The boys think they're nearly home. I think they are now. But the Republic of Ireland have put up a fantastic display in this final. They've made the #1 seeds fight all the way. But Stephen Hendry finishing off in style. The Scottish Canton, everybody's delighted in the players' room. I'm sure Stephen is. Stephen Murphy comes forward. Like
Scotland 9, Bremen match.
The title of Castrol Honda World Cup champions goes to Scotland, a well-deserved triumph by the 3-time favourites. Congratulations to Messrs Hendry, Higgins and McManus. To the victors, the spoils. Hendry, the Scottish captain, lifts aloft the solid gold Queen of Kings trophy and pockets a 1/3 share of the £105,000 first prize. No one can begrudge the formidable Scottish trio this success.
I'd like to offer my commiserations, although they probably wouldn't take it, to Ireland. A fantastic performance. They played absolutely superb today. I'm very proud to be the first Scottish captain to win this great cup, and hopefully in 2 or 3 years' time we can come back and defend it. Thank you very much.
Another Scot, John Higgins, also walked away with the £4,000 highest break prize for his 139 total clearance during his team's 10-5 semi-final victory over Thailand.
Oh, it was a great match. We went 4-0 up, but I always knew that Ireland were going to come back at us because you know, they've come so far. They're not going to give up without a real fight. And Ken made 2 of the best clearances you're ever going to see to keep them in the match. You know, if those 2 frames go our way, you know, the match is probably over. You know, it's 6-0 at the interval. But he kept them in the match, and the other guys, you know, obviously battled fantastically.
I think we've had a good 2 weeks, and although we're not going home with the cup, you know, we're going home with a lot of pride, definitely, the way we played the last couple of weeks.
That first frame that you did win when you were 4-0 down, that was a clearance.
Yeah, I remember thanks to John. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed with that. But that's, in the same token, I won a great frame against Alan and a good frame against Steve.
Consolation for England, they share the £3,000 combined highest team break with 276. Steve Hendry was writing at the very beginning of the tournament. He was also right there at the business end of the event.